Hello and welcome to the 741 channel. Today I'm going to work on installing Lubuntu Linux on this old laptop. So this laptop currently has Windows 7 on it, but something's wrong with the drive and it needs to be recovered. But rather than do a Windows recovery, I figured I'd throw Linux on here and give that a try. The first thing I'm going to do is grab this USB stick, head over to my main Windows computer, and download the latest distro of Lubuntu. The first thing I needed to do was download and install Win32 Disk Imager, which I found at this URL. Now I'll leave links to all the URLs that I'm using down in the description below. Once I got this downloaded and installed, I went over to the Lubuntu website and I grabbed the latest stable release for download. At the time of this recording in February of 2022, that was 21.1. The next thing that I did was launched Win32 Disk Imager. Once the application started, I clicked this button to look for my ISO file. So I stored the ISO file in this folder, and you can see here it isn't showing. So what I had to do is switch this over to all files. Now I can see it and select it. Now the next thing that I did was to install my USB drive in the computer. Next, I'm going to choose my destination device. In my case, it's going to be the F drive, which is the USB stick that I just inserted. So I'm going to leave the rest of these at their default settings, and I'm going to click Write. So I'm back over at the laptop now. Everything's turned off. But before I turn this on and try and boot it, I'm going to install the USB stick into an open port. So next I'm going to power up the computer, but before I let it boot, I'm going to go into the BIOS settings so I can change the boot sequence. So to enter my BIOS, I need to push F2 at the appropriate time. So now that I'm in the BIOS, I'm going to tab over to the boot section, and then I'm going to scroll down to the item number 4, which is my USB stick. You can see from the instructions over here, I can push F6 to raise the priority of the USB stick to number 1. That way, when the computer boots, this will be the first device in the sequence of devices that it looks for to boot from. So to save my changes, I'm just going to hit F10 and then hit Enter to choose Yes. And now the computer should boot from the USB stick. So you can see here we have a few options to choose from. I'm going to hit Enter to boot into Lubuntu proper. So after several minutes, Lubuntu is up and running off of the USB stick. Now I could run it like this and use it, but I want to install this permanently on the computer's hard drive. The first thing that I need to do to get started with that is to go down here to the lower right corner, click on the NM tray, and activate my Wi-Fi. I'm now connected up to my Wi-Fi network. What I should be able to do now is click on this icon to start the install process. So at the welcome screen, I'm going to choose my language and hit Next. Next up, I'll choose my time zone, which happens to be New York, so I'll hit Next. My keyboard layout looks correct at English US, so I'm going to leave that. The next step in the installation process is to set up drive partitioning. You can see down here this table shows how the drive is currently partitioned. There's a 13 gigabyte Windows recovery partition, a 100 megabyte Windows 7 partition. The bulk of the drive, 284 gigabytes, is allocated here, and then there's a small leftover partition at the end that is 783 megabytes. Now I probably could try to work with this and keep the Windows partitions if I ever wanted to go back to that. But the Windows 7 installation on this computer is corrupted, and I really see no need to ever go back to that. So I'm going to choose manual partitioning and set up a new partitioning table for this drive, specifically for Lubuntu. The next page shows the partitions in table format, and now I can work with and edit these things. The first thing I'm going to do is highlight the first one and then delete it. And then I'm going to continue on and do that with the rest. So now we can see the entire drive is free space. Now that I have all of the old partitions deleted, I can create some new ones. So I'm going to click here to highlight the free space, and then I'll go over here and click the Create button. The first thing I'm going to do is set up a swap partition. Now, a swap partition is something that Linux can use to swap data in and out of RAM when the RAM gets full. So up here in this top field, we're currently looking at the entire size of the hard drive. Now, for the swap partition, I want to bring this down to about 10 gigabytes. Now, under partition type, I'm going to leave it set to primary for the moment, and then under file system type, I'm going to choose Linux swap. I'm going to leave encrypt turned off, and for a file system label, I'm just going to call it swap. And then down here under the flags, I'm going to choose a swap flag. So now on the partition table, I have my swap partition and free space. So now I'm going to create one more partition for the rest of the drive. Now, I could get a little bit creative here and set up multiple partitions for different uses, but I don't think I need to do that with this installation. I'm going to create one more partition for the rest of the drive. So up here under size, right now we're looking at the remaining free space on the drive after creating the swap partition, so I'm going to leave that as it is. Again, I'm going to choose primary for my partition type. So for file system type, I'm going to stay with ext4. There's a few different types of file systems that you can play with here, but I think ext4 is going to work the best for my application. Now under mount point, I'm going to choose root as my mount point since this is going to be the primary root partition. And for file system label, I'm just going to call it Lubuntu. And for a flag, I guess I'll just choose root. Now I've got my two partitions. The drive is fully used up, so I can continue on to the next step. So now I'm getting a warning message about a GPT partition table. This doesn't really apply to my installation, so I'm going to click OK to bypass it. So next up, I'm going to create a user. So I've entered my name as 741, and then you can see down here for the login name, it's automatically set it up in lowercase. Now, under the name of the computer, you can see I've got an auto-generated name, but I'm going to change that to Linux Laptop. And now I'll choose a password to use for this account. So that's all set. Now on to the next step. So the next page before I commit to the install is the summary. I'm going to look this over, make sure everything looks good, and then push the install button. One last warning before I pass the point of no return. And now I wait while Lubuntu installs. Okay, so the installation should be done. I'm going to click this Restart Now button and click Done to restart. So I'm at the main login screen. I've entered my password, so we should be able to log in now and get things set up. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to learn more about my channel, check the links in the description below. Thanks for watching.